if this bill goes through, these kids are not going to be able to be in the public school. And I'm told from even the folks at the Margaret Murphy Center for Children that takes on these kids that even when you put all of these things in place, if they don't make it in the public school, they can be placed in schools like the Margaret Murphy Center for Children, and they won't even be able to maintain these kids in their school. Potentially, they could be forced to go out of state.
Wow.
So it's a very alarming situation.
Wow. How did we get a Representative Lyman? And you've been a teacher 36 years. God bless you.
Thank you.
And I mean, there are some. There are such great teachers, and I have got such great memories of teachers that I actually stay in touch with today, or I've gone back and visited them. Some have since passed, but I have such good memories of my teachers. And I was in school. I don't know if you were or not. That 36 years, that's a long time to be teaching. So I assume you may have been in school back when teachers could actually put their hands on a kid, and it was done for their safety or others' safety, or sometimes even, I used to have a third grade teacher. Her name was Goldie Howe, and when you acted up, she would literally, and she was just a frail old woman, but she would come over and she would grab you by the shoulders and she would shake you, and it was, now it's laughable. It wouldn't hurt the kid, but can you imagine if anybody did that today? And now you can't even touch a kid to protect them from themselves or to protect others from them. That's a very scary thing. We've got to, you're putting yourself in harm's way. I mean, the kid could come after the teacher.
Yeah. And I have to say, in the school system that I worked in, we had amazing teams of people with many different qualifications for dealing with these kids that were, struggling with their emotion or behavior. So whenever we interacted, it was done in such a compassionate way.
Yep.
And that's the part that worries me with these folks that are pushing this bill, because the nearest I could tell when I listened to testimony and during the work session, these folks that were most adamant against having restraint and seclusion had not been in the classroom for a very long time, and potentially maybe not at all. They were working maybe at a clinical level, which is very different than when these children are within the mainstream of school.
Yeah. Well, we're going to, as teachers start retiring, we're going to start losing, the history of how school was compared to how it is now. And some of the younger teachers you see coming in, when there is nobody who has been in the business, has been a teacher for a long, long time, there's going to be no memory to go back on to when schools maybe where kids were a little bit more well-behaved because they knew there were consequences to their actions. Their corporal punishment used to be a thing in schools. Of course, you could never even do that today. Couldn't even talk about that today. But
I have to tell you, doing my journey those 36 years and actually relating to what you said, I recall when I was in second grade, my hand was slapped by a ruler.
Is it, yeah,
still love that
yeah. Isn't that amazing? Respect.
I have to say that even in my last year of school, I was still doing a lot of professional development about how to deal with behavioral and emotional situations with kids and how to do that in a way that was going to have the best outcome for them to move forward so that they can maintain their placement in their classroom, which was my goal for the child, as well as, of course, as the family. So even though the times have changed, I think they've changed in a good way. And some people's argument is you don't ever need to use restraint and seclusion. And I will challenge that. That is not true.
Right.
When a child is in a very peak situation where they are hurting themselves, as a parent, I would want somebody that was responsible for their care to stop them.
Amen.
And
Amen.
That's all it's about.
Right.
It's very rare that it occurs, but we can't tie folks that are trained to do this work. We can't tie their hands by putting in such a bad bill. And I've heard from a lot of people, that have reached out on my ledge page and have shared with me, thanking us and hoping that this doesn't go through. I did offer an amendment to it, and I'm hoping that maybe we can make some movement forward with it on the floor.
Yep.
But I had one person say on my legislative mail, "Thank you for your efforts on our schools and teachers' behalf. Your efforts are noticed and appreciated." And we've had a lot of different folks weigh in on this. And what's interesting to me, the people that are directly in the classroom are the ones that are speaking so passionately about protecting Chapter 33, which are the rules that govern them as far as restraint and seclusion goes. And those that are farthest from the classroom seem to be the ones that are pushing this present bill.
Virtue,
so I'm hoping we can stop it.
Virtue signaling and this definitely needs to be. If you're going to do it right, you've got to give the people doing it the tools to do it right and to protect. I would feel better with my kids in school if there are bullies in school, if there are out, these rogue students in class. I would like to know that the adult in the room has their backs.
Oh, exactly.
And
it's for all of them.
Yeah.
And the thing is that these children that are struggling, it has a huge impact on the kids in the classroom because they think the world of their peers. And when they see them lose it, they're just as worried as the teachers are. So it's a benefit for everybody to go through a process of trying to give skills to those that need them and be there to welcome them back when everything's okay. I mean, that's the goal.
Absolutely. And the is this a Democrat? By the way, we are talking with Representative Sheila Lyman from District 74, the Livermore Falls area, a school teacher of 36 years. And I can't remember exactly where I was going with my question. But I did get a question, at least one question here. Yeah, I know somebody told me the video stream was interrupted. I have no idea. It told me I got a nasty gram on the main computer here, but we're back now. If somebody asking about masks, which I was going to go there. I was going to ask you about this. What do you, as a school teacher, think about masking all students, and is this still a thing in your school district? I believe it is statewide, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I couldn't answer you confidently on where everybody's at on that. I know I was part of signing a letter that Representative Laurel Libby sent out to who's that addressed to the governor.
Yep.
And about questioning the idea or challenging the idea of requiring masks in schools. I recognize that we are in a social condition that I've never seen in my life. And there are so many different points of view on this as far as, there's those of us that feel very strongly that the science doesn't support the idea of masks, and we want to be able to take a stand and stand up for this. But there's a whole lot of folks that are dealing with the fear that they're living with because of messages that they've received and accepted.
Right.
For me, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
I wish I was able to speak as confidently about it as Representative.
Hey, I understand. No, I completely understand. And you're right. There are a lot of varying messages out there. In fact, we've got some coming up. I hope everybody who's here now will stay with us. I've got a couple of great voices, a couple of doctors coming up in just a little while here. I remember what I wanted to ask you, Representative Lyman, and it was, is this school bill to allow seclusion and this, in the perfect world, would also allow restraint when necessary, correct?
Well, Chapter 33 already allows for restraint and seclusion.
Okay.
This particular bill that's on the table would ban seclusion.
Okay.
And I offered an amendment to this bill that would put it into statute that you could use restraint and seclusion in cases of emergency to protect a student that may be harming themselves or others, and it is absolutely a last resort. We never go to those steps first, and they're only done to protect a student from harm.
Of course.
That's the only time. And so if you look in a public school system, like I tried to get from my principal like the last time we had restraint and seclusions, and they're very far and few between. But it really depends on the children that are in your school population.
Yeah.
Now, some of these specialty schools, of course, they're going to have more incidents of restraint and seclusion, and sometimes it's one particular child that may have a lot of them because of what they're struggling with at the time.
So what is the fear? I mean, what is the fear secluding? Is it, oh, you're singling somebody out, you can't single? Is that it?
Well, and again, you raised a really good question. That's been the thing that I've been struggling with since this bill came forward to the Education Committee, because I didn't really understand why they were making these two acts of care like they were criminalizing it.
Yeah.
And that was very alarming to me. It still is. I can't imagine that I now need to try to take this amendment to the floor in a very partisan world.
Wow.
Because there's all kinds of people that are saying, please keep the school children of our state safe.
Right.
And so I'm feeling that very strongly, but it's just, and being a rookie, this is really, in the representative world, this is really a challenge for me. I don't want to let the kids down.
Right.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, no, trial by fire, Sheila. You're learning quick, and you've got a voice. And this right here, the fact that you are willing to come talk about this publicly, let the people know what the pushback is, and that there is a pushback, to me speaks volumes of the person. And your willingness to do that shows that you do get the job. You do get the importance of serving the people that you are representing. And we need more people like you. I mean,
well, thank you.
This is great. This is fabulous. So I do plan on reaching out to the governor actually later today to see if I can. I've met with her once with a parent, director of the of the Margaret Murphy Center for Children, with Senator Timberlake and myself. And I think I now need to follow up and see if I can meet with her again, just in regards to what I need to do to move forward with trying to stop this bill. Well, listen, I wish you the best of luck. I really do. And I hope you stay in touch with us. And anything that is in your wheelhouse that you want to talk about, you want to get out there, we're all over it. You let me, enough people around the legislature now know how to get in touch with us. Reach out, feel free. We're here for you.
Well, thank you very much. I will pass this back off to Heidi now.
Okay.
Representative Sampson, excuse me.
All right. Thank you very much, Representative Lyman, and best of luck to you in all your endeavors. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Okay. So we've got our Representative Heidi Sampson. Well, thank you for that, Heidi. That was this is great. This is a twofer, and
yes.
And I like anytime we can do that. That's fantastic. And so we get.
Thanks for having us on.
No, anytime. As you know, anytime. Mike and I are more than welcome because we're unafraid to talk about anything and state opinions about anything because we know what's at stake here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what free speech is all about.
Amen. I appreciate you and your time, and same with Representative Sheila Lyman. And hopefully we'll talk to you again real soon. Don't be a stranger.
Okay, I'll make you a promise. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you, Representative Sampson.
Thank you.
Have a great day. You too. Bye-bye. Well, there you go. We got some issues covered this morning with two great representatives in the Maine legislature. And I forgot to ask Representative Lyman if she is one of the ones that got banned from a committee because she didn't wear a mask. But anyway, it's fine. We lost a bunch of Republicans from committees because they refused to wear a mask on Monday because science, We'll be back. We're going to get to some COVID stuff. We've got a lot of stuff. We've got gun stuff to get to. All good stuff. Stick around. I'm John James. This is Freedom's Pep Rally, powered by the Gun Shop on Coney Circle in Augusta.
Legacy 1160.
Spring is the time of renewal for both you and your home. So brighten your day and your surroundings with great items from Townline Antiques. Do you love classic decor? You'll find furniture, artwork, glassware, signs, and hundreds more pieces around every corner. Their classic colors and styles will have you thinking spring and feeling invigorated every time you see them. Or maybe you enjoy collecting books, comics, coins, sports memorabilia, watches, or classic electronics. Townline Antiques has rare items that you won't find anywhere else. Townline is also showcasing a new display of art glass that's absolutely dazzling. Each piece is one of a kind with its own unique flair of colors and form. You simply have to see them to appreciate their beauty. And for everyone who loves to bring items back to life, they're now carrying high-quality fusion mineral paints that give you beautiful color and a durable, long-lasting finish. Townline Antiques, open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 to 5, Route 201, right on the Winslow-Vassaboro Town Line.
Us hardworking men still want to look our best. That's why you need to head to Penny's Barber Shop. You'll get an excellent haircut, straight edge neck shave, and a hot towel wrap, all for only $18.
Hi, I'm Christine, and I know what you're looking for when it comes to a great haircut and shave. From traditional styles to new ones, we listen to our customers because we have done it all.
When you look good, you feel good. So call Penny's Barbershop to set up an appointment today at 380-6224. Penny's Barbershop, 173 State Street in Augusta, next to Enterprise.
Northern Light Health is seeking caring individuals that want to make a difference as patient service representatives, medical assistants, LPNs, and medication techs, registered nurses, CNAs, housekeepers, and physical therapists. And to make it easier than ever to join their team, they're hosting a Ride and Apply event Wednesday, June 2nd from noon to 6 in the parking lot of the Faith-Free Evangelical Church on Kennedy Memorial Drive in Waterville. This Ride and Apply event is the perfect chance to apply for full-time, part-time, and per diem opportunities currently available at Inland Hospital, Lakewood Continuing Care, Sebasticook Valley Hospital, and Home Care and Hospice. The right candidates will receive competitive pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, tuition reimbursement, and a 403B retirement plan. And did you know that classes, sponsorships, and scholarships are available to Northern Light employees? Plus, some positions are also eligible for a sign-on bonus. Stop by the hiring event on June 2nd or save time by pre-registering by texting Ride and Apply to 506-0033. Again, that's 506-0033. Northern Light Health is an equal opportunity employer.
I'm CBS 13 meteorologist Lexi O'Connor, starting out with some clouds this morning, then becoming mostly sunny and nice with highs in the low to mid 70s and becoming less humid. Sun and clouds tomorrow, cooler with highs in the low 60s. And a cooler weekend ahead, highs will be in the upper 50s and low 60s with a chance for some showers Friday night into early Saturday and again on Monday.
Oh, welcome back. Freedom's Pep Rally. Let freedom ring. Tomorrow we are going to have a special guest on. I'm not going to tell you a lot about him because I don't have a ton of information on him right now. His name is Jeff Dornick, though, if you want to look him up. Jeff Dornik. And he's going to be great. He is going to be fantastic. So I am told by the guy that does all this stuff, that rounds up all these great people, is Dornik, I guess. Dornik. And you can find him. He's all over Twitter, and he's from California too. Just like our guest yesterday was from California, he is also from California. And so 11 o'clock, we're going to have him on. He's part of the Gatekeepers radio show. Jeff and the Gatekeepers, and they are a Christian organization. And he's a very outspoken conservative. So the talk should be good. And we certainly want you to be here for it. And if you have any questions for Jeff, as always, you can send them right in via social media. Any one of our platforms, we will get your messages and we'll respond to them. Liz Cheney is speaking out again. Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming said she sees her election bid as a referendum on the future of the Republican Party, with voters potentially facing a choice between what she sees as traditional conservative values and loyalty to former President Donald Trump. She told the Wall Street Journal, I guess they've got a women power and equity event they held, and Liz Cheney said she anticipates a difficult re-election race in 2022. Man, she's right on that. She just lost her leadership role in the Republican House because she criticized Donald Trump's, quote, false statements about the 2020 election. She apparently watched CNN and MSNBC and aligned with the baseless claims theory. And this, by the way, is still unproven. It's still not proven whether or not there was fraud because the cases were never heard. So she and CNN and MSNBC, which, by the way, have lost a half or more of their viewers since Donald Trump left office, continue to call election fraud baseless claims. But no, she is absolutely correct. It's going to be a referendum on the future of the Republican Party. And I think, my gut tells me that most true freedom-loving Americans like the former president's America First policies. What could be, if you love America, if you love freedom, if you love the founding documents and what the founding fathers did when they set forth on this journey to build a new nation under God, then I think you're probably in the same mindset that any freedom-loving American would be. The more America first, the better. That doesn't mean America first does not mean, and this is what so many on the left think, oh, you want America to be an island. No, that is not it at all, not even close. Of course we're going to work with other nations, but nobody is going to take advantage of us so we can be more respected on the global stage. We don't care if we want to be respected for our might and for our ability to build things, to revolutionize things. That's what we don't want to be known as, oh, they're so kumbaya, they hold hands and they work with everybody. Oh, they took the tariffs away from China. They work with Cuba. They respect Cuba and they're opening doors. No, we need to condemn totalitarian regimes, but that doesn't mean we don't work with them when it's right for us. We don't work with other countries because it's good for them. It's America first means we put our interests first. And if we can make deals with other countries like China, with Cuba, that benefit America, and maybe, by the way, benefit them, that's up to them. It's not up to us to see that they get benefits from the deals we make. It's up to them. If they don't think the deal's good, it's their place to nix it, not ours. America first. That's Donald Trump. And Liz Cheney, you're in a sad state of affairs for the 2022 election if you don't think that's going to play a huge role in your getting booted, because it's most likely going to happen. Wyoming doesn't seem to like you very much anymore. You would be better off running as a lefty. And good luck with that, by the way. She won't, I don't imagine, but she may. Depends on how much she likes her political paycheck and the power she gets from it. Not from the paycheck, but from being in Congress. Let's see. COVID. There are new COVID rules for Facebook. We'll move right into the COVID stuff I've got for you. This is very interesting stuff. Very interesting vaccination stuff. First, Facebook has now decided that you can post things. You are now allowed to post things that suggest COVID-19 was man-made and not worry about getting banned or put in Facebook jail. Whoa! So what happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. Because I've been a victim of it. You've probably been a victim of it. Truth happened. They have tried to stifle truth every step of the way on every imaginable issue that the conservative movement holds dear, whether it's Donald Trump and the election, hydroxychloroquine, or the Wuhan lab origin of COVID-19. They have tried to shut down people who didn't agree with them. But this is only the first, by the way. There are going to be others. But this is the first one where they now have been forced to recognize that we may be right. Oh, we've been saying it for over a year. Two of our big pages, our big Facebook pages, have been denied monetization over posts about the origins of COVID-19. Two of them. Can't monetize anymore. You're lying. You're saying that the COVID-19 came from a Wuhan lab. It was man-made. Not going to allow it. Well, it turns out we were right. And now everybody is saying that, this is plausible now. So Facebook is only doing this because they're at a point where they're going to look pretty foolish if they continue to try to deny it, when there's proof out there that this probably originated in the Wuhan lab. See, they didn't do it because there wasn't possible truth to it. They did it because they were protecting the left-wing narrative. Now there's nothing to protect. The cover's been blown off. So they might as well just let it fly now. So now you can post Wuhan lab conspiracy theories, they were called. Conspiracy theories. You can now post the conspiracy theories because the conspiracy theories, which perhaps they were conspiracy theories when Mike and I and others started talking about it back in May of last year, that this probably came from China and the lab. A year ago, we were saying it, and we were excoriated, called conspiracy theorists. I love it. I love it when the chickens come home to roost, don't you? So now, go ahead, post what it came from the Wuhan lab. It was man-made. Go ahead, post it. Facebook's not going to take it down because now they have to admit, there's probably a good chance that's all exactly right. See, we knew it all along, but they protected the left-wing narrative. That's what they're doing here. That's what they're doing here. It's transparent as hell what they did. Now, if some evidence comes out that there was fraud in the elections, or if evidence comes out that hydroxychloroquine could actually benefit people, which it has, it literally has. COVID-19, Democrats also say they have been saved by the drug when in combination with something else. They had COVID-19. Karen Whitsett look her up. Karen Whitsett, Detroit, Michigan, representative, lefty, thanked Donald Trump for mentioning hydroxychloroquine. She says, Democrat says, it saved my life. A black Democrat, black woman Democrat, thanked Donald Trump, and she was canceled by her own party. In a similar story, New York Times writer covering the COVID-19, this woman, her name is Apoorva Mandavili. She deleted a tweet, but not before it was seen. And here's what she claimed. She is still in denial about this virus being man-made and leaked from the Wuhan lab. She's still in denial about it. New York Times reporter, go figure. Know what she tweeted? She tweeted that the lab leak theory is racist. I know. I was letting you laugh there. I didn't want to talk while you were laughing. Well, of course it is. What isn't racist? Potatoes. You know, potatoes are racist. They're white. Potatoes are white. They're racist. If you don't like sweet potatoes, which are a different color, you're xenophobic. What? Well, sweet potatoes are the same color as my favorite president was, so shut up. So she tweeted, someday we'll stop talking about the lab leak theory and maybe even admit its racist roots. But alas, that day is not here. Apurva Mandavilli, objectionable, she is objective reporter for the New York Times. They don't know, they need to look up the word objective sometimes because they have no clue what that is. The possibility that the coronavirus was a creation in a laboratory has been theorized by many, including former President Donald Trump, and has gained popularity as more and more evidence is revealed publicly. But they don't wait for the evidence. They don't wait for the evidence. They side with China immediately. CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, everybody, Facebook, Twitter, they side with China immediately before any evidence is out. And they are no better than the racist thugs who destroyed city after city last summer. As soon as the news of George Floyd's death got out, they were crashing through windows, burning buildings, killing people, and Kamala Harris was out there bailing them out so they could do it again. Your vice president, the woman you want your girl to grow up like. Please don't make me puke. Okay? But the media is no different. They called everybody xenophobe. They called Donald Trump xenophobe for shutting down travel from China. And they called us conspiracy theorists for even raising the possibility COVID-19 could have come from the lab. Conspiracy theorists. Before any information was found out, well, now, after time and distance, more information comes out. Now they're eating crow. Except for this woman, she still thinks that suggesting it came from a Wuhan lab is racist. Avoid this woman at all cost. Apurva Mandavilli is her name. Critics pounced on her tweet as the latest incident proving bias in the New York Times. And speaking of stupidity, oh, no, we've got to take a break. Okay, I'm running late. Hold that thought. Oh, one of the most stupid people in America you are going to hear from coming up. I'm John James.
Legacy 1160, WSKW.
Electrical repair should never be done without the knowledge of how to do it safely. Better yet, skip that stress and let Kennebec Electric and Lighting take care of it for you. Kennebec Electric has offered professional electric and lighting service and expert installation in homes and businesses for over 37 years, and they stand behind that experience with a guarantee on all their work. Kennebec Electric and Lighting. Contact them for all your electric and lighting servicing, including installations and repairs at 861-7028 or online at KennebecElectric.com.
What's important here at Moody's is we have a lot of opportunity for upward mobility.
Moody's definitely helped me through. They sent me to school. I got my degree in business. I had the demeanor and I had the willpower and the want.
Our trade is constantly changing and there's always new challenges that arise.
I definitely feel like an owner. It's very exciting.
When you like what you do, you like your job, you like the people you work with, what else could you ask for?
Bring your skills to Moody's and build a long-term future with us.
I'm CBS 13 meteorologist Lexi O'Connor, starting out with some clouds this morning, then becoming mostly sunny and nice with highs in the low to mid 70s and becoming less humid. Sun and clouds tomorrow, cooler with highs in the low 60s. And a cooler weekend ahead, highs will be in the upper 50s and low 60s with a chance for some showers Friday night into early Saturday and again on Monday.
From the Home Auto Group Studios, Farmington Ford and Franklin Chrysler in Farmington. This is WSKW, Skowhegan, Augusta, Waterville, Legacy 1160.
ABC News, I'm Jim Ryan. The gunman in the San Jose shooting had 2 semi-automatic handguns and 11 magazines with ammunition that he used to kill his 9 victims. Samuel Cassidy's weapons were legal and did not appear to have been modified. Another drop in weekly jobless claims, according to ABC's Aaron Katersky.
406,000 people filed first-time claims for unemployment benefits last week, still higher than before the virus infected the economy, but well below the pandemic peak. In fact, it's the lowest level of weekly jobless claims since the pandemic began, and a sign, economists say, of a healing labor market. There's still a ways to go. Employment is down in this country by some 8 million jobs.
The economy grew at a robust annual rate of 6.4% in the first 3 months of the year. Economists think growth could top 10% in the current quarter. President Biden is telling the intelligence community to get to the bottom of the COVID-19 origin, including investigating that virology lab in Wuhan, China. This is ABC News. The trial of Christian Rivera, the man who's accused of killing University of Iowa student Molly Tibbetts, heads toward closing arguments today after a sudden twist.
On day 6 of the trial, the 26-year-old Mexican national took the stand in his own defense, recounting this never-before-heard theory.
Did you tell law enforcement the truth that night?
Not all.
He testified that on the day the 20-year-old was killed, he got out of the shower to find 2 strangers in his living room. Bahena Rivera, who speaks little English, says the men wanted him to drive them in his car. One man armed with a gun, the other with a knife.
ABC's Andrea Fujii. Rivera claims that it was those 2 men who murdered Tibbetts. The Department of Homeland Security is ordering pipeline companies to report cyber attacks within 12 hours. The new order comes after Colonial Pipeline system was shut down for days after a ransomware attack that left thousands of gas stations empty. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
All right, listen up, people. Sean Avery here. If you enjoy alcohol, chances are at some point you've been hungover, torn up in the Hurt Locker. Well, here's a little secret. Goodies hangover powder relieves pain fast, helps wake you up, and it tastes good. I'm not kidding around. You got a case of ginfluenza, bourbonitis? No problem. Get Goodies hangover powder. Real medicine for real hangovers.
Goodies Hangover, aspirin and caffeine in powder form. Place on tongue and take with water. Hangover responsibly. Find it at Dollar General.
Start with everyone with a brand new puppy they cannot leave home alone. And there he is now, disemboweling a sofa. Now narrow it to the puppy parents who need to get their prescriptions refilled today. For you, there's Walgreens same-day prescription delivery. Medication sent right to your door from the local Walgreens you already know and trust. So you can spend all day at home teaching your new puppy some manners. Elroy, roll over. Or just sit there and tilt your head. Aw. To join, text JOIN-RX to 21525.
Welcome back. Legacy 1160 WSKW. I'm John James. This is Freedom's Pep Rally. Hour 3. If you want to buy some of Rush Limbaugh's stuff, there's a link to the page that's selling it. Hold on just a second here. I want you to hear something. Just a second. Okay, I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm going to have to find it elsewhere here. Transgender story showing the, everything is so driven by emotions in this society. It's sick. It is sick. I'm all for making people feel welcome, making people feel good, but not at the cost of other people. Sorry. That's where my compassion ends. I'll get to this momentarily here. I want to tell you we are brought to you by the Freedom's Pep Rally is powered by the Gun Shop on Coney Circle in Augusta. And you can stop in today. They're open every Tuesday through Saturday, and they've got a great assortment of guns. They've got ammo for the guns you buy. They have AR-15s. They have Mini 14s. They have AK-47s. They have a ton of handguns and so much more. So check it out. The thing I was talking about, I was going to try to get some audio from this young girl, but I'm not able to because I just saw this and I would have to prepare for it. But this is a young woman. Her name is Chelsea Mitchell. As according to Fox News, she was the fastest girl in Connecticut at one point in time before transgendered females came into the fray. She's a real girl. And for lack of a better way to put it, my hurtful language, these others were fake girls. I told you I have no filter, and I feel vindicated. I feel great about that. If it hurts, sorry, not sorry. If I was really sorry, I wouldn't do it. I'm not really sorry. I'll say I'm sorry to make you feel better, if it makes you feel better. Real girls, fake girls. Sorry, not sorry. This is a matter of constitutionality, constitutional rights. Being thrown out the window, being trumped on by the left. Being trampled on by the left. I told you, I tell you every day, the left doesn't care about the Constitution, period. They don't like it. It's a hindrance. It's in their way. Until they get rid of the damn Constitution, they're going to have to live in an America that has a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, or some such order. I get all wound up. I can't think of the correct order. By the people, of the people, for the people, we the people. Although we are losing control. Again, they trampled the Constitution. It's a hindrance. They're annihilating it. Not legally. They're walking all over it illegally. Nobody's stopping them. Where are the feckless Republicans that should be standing up? You know what I would like to see? I would like to see a good old-fashioned brawl like they have in the House of Commons in England. I would like to see fisticuffs. I would like to see Marjorie Taylor Greene blindside Nancy Pelosi with a left hook. Am I violent? Hey. They don't understand the law. They don't understand the Constitution. Protect, preserve, defend. They don't. They don't believe anything in their oath. They have no intention of protecting, preserving, and defending the Constitution of America. None. And this is one example here. So this fastest girl in Connecticut, Chelsea Mitchell, was the fastest girl in the state until they started allowing fake girls, transgender girls, to compete in women's sports. If that's hurtful, well, too bad. it's also hurtful for these transgender fake girls to run against real girls, biological girls. Not fair. Foul, it's not fair. You don't think it hurts people like Chelsea Mitchell to allow transgenders? Sorry, you threw the first punch. I would not be sitting here calling anybody fake girls if they had not thrown the first punch by allowing fake girls into girls' sports. Not right, not fair. You are infringing on somebody else's constitutional right, but you don't care? You don't care with the Constitution? That's an old document anyway. The statute of limitations has long passed on the Constitution. Last week, USA Today published an op-ed from Chelsea Mitchell about competing against transgender athletes and her decision to push forward with an appeal of the case. On May 25th, editors at USA Today, without notice to Chelsea, changed the word male to transgender all throughout her piece because they condemned her for using hurtful language. Hurtful language. Truth is, I'm telling you, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. Of course it's hurtful language because it's the truth. You want to know some more truth? Transgendered girls who win girls' races aren't really winners. They are not winners. They are also fake winners. They aren't competing head-to-head with people they can't beat. Because science, biology, and USA Today is right there to stand up against the hurtful language of truth. Because truth can't be spoken on the pages of USA Today or on the screens of MSNBC and CNN because it might make somebody curl up into the fetal position and ask for a teddy bear or a puppy or a lollipop and cry. I hope Chelsea Mitchell does pursue this. I hope Chelsea Mitchell wins. I hope the Republicans sweep everything in 2022 and 2024, and I hope the left has to go find a new home, someplace that will cater to their evil, corrupt, immoral desires. Have at it. See ya. Peace out, dude. Not gonna miss ya. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. I didn't mean to do that story, but just happened upon it and thought, no time like the present to share something like this. Oh, by the way, an Atlanta city councilman who is aiming to be the city's next mayor and is all for defunding the police. The mayoral candidate is all for defunding the police. Antonio Brown was at a ribbon-cutting ceremony at an event in Northeast Atlanta around noon yesterday when at least 4 kids jumped into his car and took off. And they took him for a ride. Incident occurred, according to Fox News, the incident occurred amid a recent crime wave in the city. Well, I wonder why that is. Why is the crime up in Atlanta? Could it have anything to do with the police? Or lack thereof, do you think? Last year, Brown voted in support an ordinance to withhold $73 million from the Atlanta police. The way this guy described it, one kid was in the driver's seat. Ben attempted to open the door and get him out of the car. He fought with Ben. I then engaged and tried to get him out of the car. The three other kids were trying to figure out how to get the car or stay out of the car, get in the car or stay out of the car. He then started to hit the gas. Brown held onto the car in an attempt to stop them and was dragged about a block down the road before finally letting go. Defund them police, buddy. Defund those cops. It's a mental disorder. Go ahead. Post that. Post. Liberalism is a mental disorder. It is a psychological disconnect in the brain, for which there apparently is no cure for many of them. Some come around. Some come around. Some are only pawns for a short time until they really wake up and say, wait just a minute here, we're losing our country. But not all of them, unfortunately. Some of them are in it for life. They're in it to win it. They're in it till we become a totalitarian nation. That'll give them something to complain about. Then they'll want to fight the good fight, but it'll be too late then. Legacy time, 11:18. All right, so last hour I was going to let you hear one of the smartest people in the country, and I'm going to right now. Oh, did I say smart? I meant one of the biggest idiots in the country. I apologize for the misstatement there. Now that people are starting to look at the Wuhan lab as the source of the actual virus, people who called folks like Trump xenophobic for saying the virus came from China, they're starting to have to now rewrite their narrative, as I spoke about at the end of last hour, because more proof is starting to signal that maybe this thing came from the Wuhan lab in China. Oh boy. We've been denying it, calling it a conspiracy theory now for over a year. What are we going to do now? Well, I guess we're going to have to admit it's possible that it came from the Wuhan lab. We're going to have to eat crow. I guess those damn conservative conspiracy theorists and Donald Trump were probably right, although they will never say that out loud. Suddenly, it is possible, though. And Joy Behar, oh, she of simple mind. Joy Behar has to think it is possible that the virus did come from the lab. But of course, the new narrative is, if it turns out to be true that this virus came from the lab and Donald Trump and people like Donald Trump were correct, well, that was nothing more than a lucky guess. All right, we got it. Here is a Joyless Behar.
I mean, this anti-science crowd on the right with Trump has been criticizing Fauci from the Giddy app as if he's some kind of oracle of Delphi instead of a scientist.
Oracle.
The man gets the facts, gets the information, and then adjusts what he says to people. What do they expect from him? And, Trump was blaming the Chinese from the beginning because he was using them as scapegoats. If it happens to be true that it comes from Wuhan, well, that was just a lucky break on his part because he took a guess, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a lucky guess. Just a lucky guess, Joy Behar says. No, wasn't it a lucky guess on your part to say, well, it's preposterous that it came from the Wuhan lab? No, that was an unlucky guess. No, that was just an unlucky narrative. Because you said it hoping you would never find anything that went to the contrary, which of course we did and have. Now you have to backpedal. Oh, it's just a lucky guess. No, it was just because Donald Trump had reason to know and believe it came from the Wuhan lab. And Donald Trump was what, Joy? He was right. Oh, you'll never admit that, though, will you? No, of course you won't, Joy Bay. How you'll never admit that. All right, now I've got something for you. This is going to make liberal heads explode. Let me tell you that right up front. This will make leftist heads explode. Now, I've told you where I am on the vaccine. And I am like most freedom-loving Americans on the vaccine. There are some conservatives that say they will never get it. But I don't hear them going around, for the most part, some do. I don't hear them going around saying, well, you better not get the vaccine. Better not get the vaccine. It could kill you. Well, you know what? Maybe it will. That's okay. Here's the deal. I got the vaccine. I got the vaccine because of family. Family strongly suggested I should. I've got family in the medical field. Here's where I come down on the vaccine. And this makes leftists go crazy. Because, again, leftists only have one way of looking at things. Trust the government. Trust the government. The government would not lie to us. That's their focus. You get the vaccine. You better get the vaccine. Have you been vaccinated? Put on your mask or get the vaccine. That's where the left falls. I could care less whether you get the vaccine. To be perfectly honest, I don't care. It's a free country. It's your choice. Get it? Don't get it? What do I care? And you don't care if I get it or don't get it. Trust me. Trust me. I have reservations about having got it. I've got to get my second dose now. I might as well. I'm halfway there. I might as well go all in at this point. So I'm gonna. But I don't care if you don't get it. Doctor, now listen to this. For those who don't want to get it, here is some more ammunition. Now, if you think I got the vaccine because I believe wholly in it, I would be sitting here telling you, get that vaccine, get the vaccine. Not going to do that. I'm going to present to you whatever I get that shows it's safe or it's unsafe. Which I don't care which way it goes. You need all the information, not just the part mainstream media and the Democrats want to give you. You need all the information. Democrats only give you half of the information. Some conservative outlets only give you half of the information. You'll get it all here. All of it. You deserve it. Dr. Peter McCullough, a prominent cardiologist, internist, and professor of medicine who has testified to the U.S. Senate, has explained that he is not against vaccines, and many of his patients have been vaccinated for COVID-19. But, he said in a new interview with increasing reports of adverse effects, Dr. McCullough said it's too risky for people who have a more than 99% survival rate to receive one of the experimental, yes, they are all experimental vaccines. Dr. McCullough says, based on the safety data now, I can no longer recommend it. There are over 4,000 dead Americans. There are over 10,000 in Europe that die on days 1, 2, and 3 after the vaccine. The figure for the United States comes from reports submitted to the Vaccine Adverse Effect Reporting System, VAERS. VAERS includes the disclaimer that says, the reports, quote, may contain information that is incomplete, inaccurate, coincidental, or unverifiable. Okay. I'll buy that. Yeah, that's a fair disclaimer. Healthcare professionals who are concerned about the COVID-19 shots point out the reports that suggest the number of adverse events is exponentially higher than previous vaccines. Pointing out that Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson shots being administered under the emergency use authorization by the FDA, while they continue trials expected to take another 2.5 years. Now, again, this information is not to scare you. not trying to convince anyone not to get vaccinated or to get vaccinated. I got vaccinated, but I want you to have all the information so you can make an informed decision and not react to emotions, media hype from the left. That's what it is. Emotions. You're evil. If you don't get the shot, you want to kill people. This is how they play the game. They don't have a mind. Their heart, their feelings are their mind. Their brains are as blood flowing through their veins. Their brain cells are red platelets or white platelets. Do I look like a medical doctor over here? So Dr. McCullough, listen to this guy. This is Dr. McCullough himself. And here's what he has to say about all of the vaccines that are currently out there. This is worth listening to.
I think this whole pandemic from the beginning was about the vaccine. So I think all roads lead to the vaccine and what it means. There are already places in Southeast Asia and Europe, they're laying the groundwork for a compulsory vaccination. I mean, compulsory. That means somebody pins you down to the ground and puts a needle in you. That's how bad stakeholders want vaccination. Listen, that's not of cost. You don't have to pay for it. It's all provided. There are people or stakeholders, they do want a needle in every arm. This needle in every arm is a very important moniker. Why? Why do you want a needle in an arm? Let's take COVID recovered. Can't get the virus, can't receive it. It has nothing to do. Why would they ever want a needle in the arm of a COVID recovered patient? Why? 3 studies show higher safety events. See, the tension that Americans are feeling right now as they're trying to keep their jobs and go to work is they know they can die of the vaccine. That's the problem. If the vaccine was like water and you just got it, no side effects, who wouldn't take it? Say, hell, I'll comply. They got my social security number anyway in a database. I'm already marked. I'll just get marked. But no, there's something very unique about this vaccine. It's something about injecting something into a body that is so important to stakeholders that it doesn't matter. Kids 12 years old told they can make their own decision on this, and it could be their fatal decision. Think about that. North Carolina just passed that. Oh, kids 12 years old can decide on their own. There are over 4,000 dead Americans. There's over 10,000 dead people in Europe that die on days 1, 2, and 3 after the vaccine. Why are we pushing this in a way where people's jobs and their education and their livelihood decide on a decision that's potentially fatal? The tension, you can cut it with a knife. There are parents that say, listen, I want my kid to go to college this year, but I don't want to lose him to the vaccine. They know what's going on. The internet is full of these cases, blood clots, strokes, immediate death. Now, I'm fortunate. I have not directly lost a patient to the vaccine. I told you, most got vaccinated in December, January, February. Based on the safety data now, I can no longer recommend it. I can't recommend it. It's past all the thresholds to being a safe product. It's not a safe product. None of them are. It's not just Johnson & Johnson. In fact, more of the safety events in the United States have occurred with Moderna and Pfizer. There are now papers written by prominent scientists calling for a worldwide halt in the program. There are prominent virologists, many of them, including Nobel Prize winners, who have said, listen, if we vaccinate people and we create a very narrow, incomplete library of immunity, which is what the vaccine is, the vaccines are all targeted to the original Wuhan spike protein, which is long gone. That's extinct. Patients are getting vaccinated to something that doesn't even exist anymore. That Wuhan spike protein is gone. We're hoping the immunity covers the other variants, but that narrow immunity is a setup. It's just like giving everybody a narrow spectrum antibiotic. If you did that, what would happen? We'd grow up superbugs. There are warnings out there saying, don't do this. Don't vaccinate the entire world. All we're going to do is set ourselves up for a superbug that's going to really wipe out populations. So for many reasons, the vaccine, indiscriminate vaccination, is a horrendous idea. It's a horrendous bioweapon that's been thrust onto the public, and it's going to cause great personal harm, which it already has. Thousands of people have lost their lives. I've never lost a direct patient, but I've had my patients lose their family members, lots of them. I filled out a safety report on a patient who developed blood clots after one of the Pfizer Moderna vaccine. And I'm telling you, it took half an hour to do it. There was many pages, and each page said, warning, federal offense, punishable by severe fines and penalties if I falsified a report. All those thousands of Americans that have died with the vaccine and hospitalizations in the database, I think are real. And they are far beyond anything we've ever seen. And as a doctor and as a public citizen, I am extraordinarily concerned about the vaccine. The vaccine center right down the street here is empty. I drive past it every day. Americans know. They're talking to each other. The vaccine's not safe. And now the effort is the vaccine stakeholders want kids without parental guidance, and now they want to be in the church. Americans and people worldwide should be extraordinarily alarmed.
Peter McCullough, prominent cardiologist, internist, and professor of medicine, has testified to the Senate. I don't know who he is. I know he's credentialed. I've read about him. I don't know him personally. Seems like a pretty straight shooter, doesn't he? Saying a lot of the things we've heard. Bioweapon, whoa. Whoa. Holy cow. COVID-19 itself may have been a bioweapon. And the antidote may be a bioweapon. Huh. Think about that for a minute. Think about an attack from all fronts. If we can't get you with COVID, we'll get you with a vaccine. Yeah, I got the vaccine. Yay me. I'm not so sure. That's eye-opening. Moreover, we may be at herd immunity. According to another doctor. Article at WND.com, arguing for people who choose not to be vaccinated, a Johns Hopkins professor estimates that nearly half the country has natural immunity due to prior infection that protects them from COVID-19, like Rand Paul. Dr. Marty Makary, in an interview with the Vince Coglianese show on WMAL in Washington, claimed the United States already has achieved the objective of herd immunity, combining the vaccinated with those who have been infected, estimating that 85% of the population is immune to the novel coronavirus. He says, quote, please ignore the CDC guidance, calling it the slowest, most reactionary CDC in history. All right, so there. I can't get over the implications of bioweapons, though. You know, we were talking with Dr. G yesterday. He's a medical doctor. He's got the vaccine. He got the vaccine. He encourages people to get the vaccine. I get that. He's a medical doctor. I was encouraged by other medical professionals within my family to get the vaccine. So, hey, and I get that. I get where they're coming from. But as much as medical professionals know, and trust me, I understand they know a whole lot more than I do about the medical field. I admit that. So if you're a leftist, you're going to come out and say, well, they know a lot more than you do. They know the vaccine's safe. No, I wouldn't buy that. The people surrounding them in the medical community are saying that it's safe. It's proven safe. You need to get the vaccine. And with all of the professionals telling you to get the vaccine, I count everybody in this who is telling you get the vaccine, it's safe. I venture to say that probably about none know that to be a fact. This is the word on the street, so it becomes the narrative. And they use the narrative to get, and they trust me, they do it for good reason. Understand, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus here. I'm not throwing friends, family, Dr. G. I'm throwing nobody under the bus here. I understand where they are coming from. I understand they truly care. So I'm holding them separate from the left. I'm keeping them separate from leftists. Leftists just trust anything the government says. Medical professionals have, they have a reason, a knowledgeable reason to believe that what their fellow compatriots, what their fellow medical people tell them, it's safe, everybody should get it. I understand that. The left is pushing it not out of any knowledge whatsoever, but just because it's a narrative, and if you don't get it, you don't care, and you're going to kill people. And we believe the government, and you shut up. And there's the left's take. I think the most well-informed take is the take that we have. First of all, we aren't medical people, most of us. So we aren't influenced by medical people being around us all the time. So there's no influence there. We aren't leftists, so we don't trust everything. We don't kiss up, we don't brown nose, if you will, the government. Because the government would never do anything to hurt us. That's what they believe. That's literally what they believe. Because they believe this virus, this antidote, this vaccine is the best thing you could possibly ever want to get. You need to get it, or you just don't believe in science. You don't care. Okay, if we have a corrupt government and corrupt people in the government, how do we trust that what they present to us as science is really science and not just a narrative? Well, Dr. Fauci, you don't think Dr. Fauci has a narrative? Dr. Fauci funded the Wuhan lab and denies it. We are objective thinkers. We look at both sides. All right, see, the left doesn't even want to look at the people who've died because of the vaccine. Oh, I'm sure some leftists have too. Maybe mostly leftists, I don't know. I don't think that goes on the death certificate. What party did you affiliate with? But they're all about the vaccine. We trust the government. Get the vaccine, get the vaccine, get the vaccine. There is no, well, it's up to you, do it, don't do it. You don't hear that from the left. You don't hear, you're free, you make your own decision. You don't hear that. All you hear is get it, or wear a mask. Joe Biden says it. Kamala Harris says it. Dr. Fauci says it. Wear a mask or get the vaccine. You can't lose the mask if you haven't gotten the vaccine. So right now they're going on the honor system, right? How long before they mandate you show your papers? Where do you think this is going? And the left will be all good with it. Because they don't want you to have freedom. They don't believe they should have the freedom. That's where they are. They don't believe they are capable of making their own decisions without the government telling them the right decision to make. They're not going to tell me the right decision to make. I'll make up my own damn mind. They're wired differently. Again, there's a mental disconnect in there that makes them somewhat inferior as an American, in my humble opinion. So there's where we are on COVID-19 and the vaccine. Get it? Don't get it. I don't care. Make your own decision. God bless you. I hope you make the right decision. I hope we all do. I really do. I'm not saying the vaccine isn't overall safe. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's not overall effective. I'm not saying that long-term effects aren't going to be a problem. Not saying that. But I'm doing something the left and the people in politics, the leftists in politics won't do. I'm considering all of this. I'm considering it all. They don't want you to consider it all. See the control they have over their people, their sheeple? You see it? It's awesome. Their power over the sheep is awesome. They control their every mind, their every movement. The government says I need to be jabbed. Jab me. Quick, jab me. I want to do what the government says. Okay. Good luck. I'll wish you good luck too. I don't want to see anybody hurt by anything. 11:42, we've got to take a break. So stick around. We'll be right back. I'm John James. This is Freedom's Pep Rally, powered by the Gun Shop on Coney Circle in Augusta.
WSKW, Legacy 1160.
Incense and Peppermints doesn't just have a huge selection of scrumptious candies. They have sweet treats that'll bring back wonderful memories every time you share them. Incense and Peppermints has candy that's fun for the whole family, like Jelly Bellies, Smarties, Turkish Taffy, Mellow Cups, Laffy Taffy, and Necco Wafers. And candy that'll take you on a trip down memory lane, like old-fashioned penny candies, root beer barrels, atomic fireballs, Mary Jane's Bit of Honey, and Jawbreakers. They even carry Maine favorites like Moose Poop and Saltwater Taffy. Incense and Peppermints, 48 Main Street in downtown Waterville.
Spring is the time of renewal for both you and your home. So brighten your day and your surroundings with great items from Town Line Antiques. Do you love classic decor? You'll find furniture, artwork, glassware, signs, and hundreds more pieces around every corner. Their classic colors and styles will have you thinking spring and feeling invigorated every time you see them. Or maybe you enjoy collecting books, comics, coins, sports memorabilia, watches, or classic electronics. Town Line Antiques has rare items that you won't find anywhere else. Town Line is also showcasing a new display of art glass that's absolutely dazzling. Each piece is one of a kind, with its own unique flair of colors and form. You simply have to see them to appreciate their beauty. And for everyone who loves to bring items back to life, they're now carrying high-quality fusion mineral paints that give you beautiful color and a durable, long-lasting finish. Town Line Antiques, open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 to 5. Route 201, right on the Winslow-Vassalboro Town Line.
What's important here at Moody's is we have a lot of opportunity for upward mobility.
Moody's definitely helped me through. They sent me to school. I got my degree in business. I had the demeanor and I had the willpower and the want.
Our trade is constantly changing and there's always new challenges that arise.
I definitely feel like an owner. It's very exciting.
When you like what you do, you like your job, you like the people you work with, what else could you ask for?
Bring your skills to Moody's and build a long-term future with us.
Hi, this is Mike Perkins from KMD Motorcycle School. If you're interested in earning your motorcycle license, contact us to sign up for classes. Starting soon, they are available 7 days a week. Call 465-4835 or visit kmddrivingschool.com.
I'm CBS 13 meteorologist Lexi O'Connor, starting out with some clouds this morning, then becoming mostly sunny and nice with highs in the low to mid 70s and becoming less humid. Sun and clouds tomorrow, cooler with highs in the low 60s. And a cooler weekend ahead, highs will be in the upper 50s and low 60s with a chance for some showers Friday night into early Saturday and again on Monday.
Yes, hello. Welcome back. Legacy 1160 WSKW. Want to check out that Rush Limbaugh stuff for sale, his personal stuff, including golf clubs. You can go to legacy1160.com/FPR, as in Freedom's Pep Rally. Legacy1160.com/FPR, and right near the top there, you are going to find it. And that will live there, so it's not going to be taken down right away. You'll be able to find it if you go there later. I'm not going to say all the stuff's not going to be sold out. If it's not, it may be sold out already. I want the golden EIB mic. That's the only thing I want. I told you I'd pay $10,000 cash for that sucker today. The last one he used. I'm sure that's not up for sale. That'll be part of a museum. That's going to be a museum exhibit. There may have been multiples, so maybe there will be one that goes up for sale. I could never afford it. But I will pay $10,000 cash money today if I can get the golden EIB mic. 11:46 right now on Legacy 1160 WSKW. And the squad. Boy, they're a bunch of head shakers, aren't they? Has there ever been a more deplorable bunch of people They all happen to be women, by the way. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to use the word women. Sorry if I sound sexist, but it's the truth. There has never been a more deplorable group of women in the United States Congress, I dare say. Dave Rubin of the Rubin Report, you're going to love this. Oh, by the way, let me go through a few of the comments I've got. Dottie asked me if I'm afraid. I got the vaccine. Am I afraid of what it might do to me? I'm concerned, yeah. Cautiously optimistic, I guess you'd say. I always try to be optimistic, but yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say that it doesn't worry me some. Crystal says her daughter may choose to leave Husson because they're requiring the vaccination. A lot of colleges are. And if you're healthy, okay, if you're not healthy and you choose to get the vaccine, then, Godspeed, more power to you, get it. And then you are protected. If you're healthy and you've got a 99+% chance of surviving, if you've got a better chance of surviving COVID-19 than of getting some kind of ill effect from the vaccine, why should anybody force you to take the vaccine in order to return to class? Crystal, I agree with that sentiment of your daughter. And I understand it, I get it, and I support, as anybody should, any decision she makes. Angela says there have been approximately 4,500 deaths in 20 years due to vaccines, according to the VAERS system, and now over 4,000 since January from this vaccine, from COVID vaccine. Again, operative word, experimental. Still is. Okay. Let's see. All right. We'll get back to the show. AOC. All right. So AOC is a piece of work. You know that. She did the 90-minute Hallmark special there from her office about how traumatized she was on January 6th. How she almost died, and how the white supremacist Republicans now in Congress make her fear for her life, and that Ted Cruz actually tried to kill her. Yeah, she said all this stuff. She's totally unhinged. She's totally out of her mind. And Dave Rubin of the Rubin Report reacted to a recent interview that AOC did with Latino USA, which is a channel, a network, I guess. She revealed she's in therapy because of her extraordinarily traumatizing experience on January 6th. AOC also reported that by being on U.S. Capitol grounds that day, listen to this. This is what AOC contends. She says, by being on Capitol grounds that day, members of Congress effectively, quote, served in war. All right, think about Chris Kyle. We talked to one of the guys who authored a book with Chris Kyle, The American Sniper. Think about what Chris Kyle saw. Think about what he went through. Watch some of the I forget what hill it was. There was something hill where the guy that didn't believe in guns went into war. It was the Vietnam War, I guess. This guy was a pacifist, but he joined the service, went into war, and saved more men without a weapon than anyone believed. I'll tell you right now, somebody will have to post what the hill. There are a couple of movies with Hill in the title. I want to say Hamburger Hill, but I think that's just because I'm hungry. Yeah, think about some of the movies you've seen. Saving Private Ryan, To Hell and Back with Audie Murphy. So AOC compared being on the Capitol grounds on January 6th. She compared that to serving in war. Okay. Ocasio-Cortez was completely bashed online after clips from the interview made the rounds. Now, if you agree with me, you are most certainly going to like to hear what Dave Rubin has to say here on the Rubin Report from Blaze, theblaze.com. Rubin takes AOC apart, grouping her with other squad member buffoons. Listen and enjoy. Enjoy this well-deserved excoriation. Here is Dave Rubin.
And speaking of incompetent buffoons who are in government, AOC, who really has just turned out to be I don't know how to put it another way. I think she has turned out to be one of the most inauthentic and in many ways backwards politicians that we have. And I don't even mean that by her ideas, but her constant dishonesty, her constant impugning everyone's motives and going just scorched earth. She just wants scorched earth around her, and she's doing it in the name of I'm the good guy. It's pretty gross. Well, we've got a quote here from The Blaze because AOC is now in therapy. She's in therapy because of what happened on January 6th, even though she wasn't in the building, as we know.
Right.
Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez revealed recently that she is attending therapy because of the deadly riot at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, claiming in a radio interview that members of Congress essentially served in war.
Wow.
We've got audio of AOC on the Latino USA podcast.
So you're doing therapy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm doing therapy, but also I've just slowed down. I think the Trump administration had a lot of us, especially Latino communities, in a very reactive mode.
Members of Congress served in war. The Latino community is in a reactive mode. She has to slow down because of all of this.
Right.
She
He's
so
already slow.
desperately wants to be the victim. Let me put it out there one more time. For this so-called insurrection, which I am in no way defending the people that did anything illegal, they had no plans. They brought no guns. Several of them died. Nobody else died. The cop died of a heart attack. The idea that she is now that she served in war.
Yeah.
She served in war by her own words.
Yeah.
She's now in therapy because of this. None of this is true.
Of course
None
not.
of it. Trust me, AOC is living the good life. She is loved by the machine. She is loved by mainstream culture. She can do whatever she wants. Somebody posted a picture of she illegally parked her Tesla the other day. Like, she's doing just fine. But the problem with the left is that if she was to say, I'm doing great, I'm thriving, I feel good in what I'm doing, the good work that I'm doing, I love this country and I just want to make it better. If she would say any of those things, she'd have no value to the left, because the left, they need their politicians to feel like they served in war. They need their politicians to basically have to say that they're in therapy because of the stuff that they've lived through. She's lived through nothing. She's lived through nothing other than she's here to destroy the United States of America with her friends in the Hamas caucus. That basically is it. But this is the way they use victimhood. She's got to be the victim. She's in therapy. And the Latino community was in a reactive mode. In retrospect, like, really, I don't care what your political leanings are, whether you're left or right or Democrat or Republican or anything else. Did Donald Trump, in retrospect, seem anti-Latino? Does anyone really believe that? Does anyone really believe now, a few months into this thing that we're in right now, does anyone believe that the driving forces of Donald Trump were racism or bigotry? Does anyone really believe, now that we're watching Jews be hunted down on the street in New York City and LA, that Donald Trump was a racist? Donald Trump, who is up there all the time, not only defending Israel, but defending Black people, in that he wanted them to have less unemployment, and it was actually happening, and it was the lowest Black unemployment of all time. Correct. Ain't the case anymore. Does anyone think, and by the way, and Latino unemployment was at an all-time low too.
Right.
So what is she saying? Latino people have to be in a reactive moment and I have to be in therapy, and the way, the tone that they talk in with the words going up, I don't like these people. I don't like these people very much. That's how I feel about that.
And Dave Rubin So right on. I mean, these people just, they know. They see it like we see it. So you're not wrong to think they're out of their minds. They are. They're out of their freaking minds. They're out of their cotton picking minds, and they're unapologetic about it. So don't be apologetic for saying something, quote, hurtful. Who cares if I don't care if I get canceled. I know who my friends and my family are. Cancel away, baby. To AOC's point about saying Congress members on January 6th effectively served in war, she clearly wasn't out there on the streets of her New York or of Minneapolis, Ilhan Omar's streets, or of Detroit, Michigan, the streets of Rashida Tlaib. That was war. That was war on those streets. Even that's not comparable to the wars our soldiers face, but it was more warlike than anything the tourists at the Capitol on January 6th put you through. Former U.S. Army Green Beret and Congressman Michael Waltz tweeted, quote, AOC does not know what it's like to come under attack by machine gun fire, mortars, or RPGs. She hasn't seen the horror of roadside IED explosions on bystanders and children. She hasn't lost fellow soldiers on the battlefield or seen friends permanently disfigured by Taliban attacks. No, AOC, you didn't effectively serve in war. You wimp, get over yourself. Stop lying. Learn to love America instead of hate it. Learn to understand what the Constitution gives you and allows you to say the stupid things you say. What a country. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Mike Violette, my amigo, back here tomorrow morning at 6. Have a great afternoon. I'm John James.
Legacy 1160, WSKW.
It's a new year. Aren't you tired of walking over the same beaten up old flooring? It's time you installed a new floor that offers premium durability by contacting HT Winters about their line of Tarkett Pro Gen tile and wood flooring. Tarkett is designed to stand strong in all seasons against water, dirt, and sunlight. The best way to improve your home this winter is to install Tarkett Pro Gen tile and wood flooring. HT Winters, 43 Bay Street in Winslow, and online at htwintersflooring.com.
Hi, I'm Greg from Gregory's Disposal. Dumpsters. Call Gregory's Disposal, 465-4500. We can help. Cleaning out Grandma's attic, or if the kids finally moved out, leaving the junk behind, we have debris dumpsters and many sizes of roll-offs to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Call Gregory's, 465-4500. How about remodeling, redoing the roof, tearing off the old porch? Gregory's will bring the right size dumpster at the right cost. Our dumpsters are brown, and we keep our prices down.